Okay. Captain Nemo here, and I just grabbed this server real quick so that I could demonstrate a few things casually. I don't have a list or anything prepared, but I just wanted to pick up from my last video and talk a little bit about spawns. Okay, spawns. Here we are on Dust 2. It's hard to see because of the wireframe on. Some maps are a little bit more particular about spawns than other maps. There's certain maps where it really matters.
Let's go.
Like if I was in this spawn right here and I was playing long, it would be pretty difficult for me to get there. By the time I get there, I'm probably going to be engaging the enemy. So this would not be around that I would decide to push up. Because I'm going to be probably getting there late. I'd be crossing this spot by the time they're already able to come out. So I'm planning for potential plays here. So there's a lot of things I could actually incorporate into this video. I'm going to try to keep it short. But really, one of the things is playing eco rounds or pistol rounds. So the idea, the concept is that you're giving up part of the map to be able to control another part of the map, with the idea in mind that if you keep numbers and don't have damage done to you, are able to retake. So a very good example of that on this map, Dust 2, would be to stack and push long. A lot of times you don't want to push to flank the enemy, but this would be a time when you would make an exception and do a stack push. You may flash, or maybe you want to go stealth. You push out here, and what you're doing there with that eco is you're sort of taking a calculated risk here that you know, if there is a bunch of guys here and you have it stacked with at least 2 people here, you're probably dropping a smoke off right here. I like to bank it while I'm running from there, and flashing in here.
Throwing flashbang.
Basically, if the risk you take of running into the enemy, you know, then you have the numbers to be able to hopefully take them out or get a trade. And respawn here again. The idea there is that if they're there, you're able to kill the 1 or 2 or maybe 3 of them that you encounter. And you have 2 or 3 people there with pistols to be able to kill them, take their guns, and then fall back and retake the other part of the map. If they're not there, on a pistol or an eco round, especially if you've stacked it and you have backup, that would be an appropriate time to push and flank. So yeah, eco rounds have you know, a good amount to do with spawns. On this map, pretty much nothing that you're going to do eco-wise is going to work unless you are able to smoke mid every round so they can't see through the doors and count how many cross. So taking advantage of your spawn, pushing my mic button down, habit. Take advantage of your spawn is something that you want to be able to do if you're going to be kind of like, I guess, an aggressive defensive player. Okay, so basically you're the one who's going to push up and kind of get information and then fall back and relay that to your team. So if you're going to make a play, so to speak, taking advantage of your spawn, usually it's something that you're going to call out. Like if you're playing on a team, you're going to call it out at spawn. You're going to say, hey, you know, boost me cat. Boosting cat is a way to be able to get up the cat faster, so that if they are going to run down mid fast cat and smoke it off here, you'll be able to get up there and have contact with the enemy and hopefully get a pick quickly, bringing the numbers down. So that said, when you're going to eco or stack a site, you're doing just the opposite of that. So you're taking your numbers over into one of the chokeholds, so to say. And so, for example, if this was a pistol round right now, and it's two of us playing A, one mid, two B.
Grab your gear and let's
Me
go.
and this guy should stack long and just give up the cat. We're on a pistol round. So right away, I mean, I got here pretty quickly, and if they're running and running out for a long A rush, they're going to get here pretty quickly. So I could pretty much know, you know, if there's nothing right away, then the other guy can rotate back and have plenty of time to pick up the cat. But again, you know, you're giving up part of the map to, you know, keep your numbers and hopefully not take up too much damage. So having two here at the beginning of the round, one throwing a flash so that the other person can cross. Once you have someone in the pit position or on the corner there, they can rotate. I don't want to get too crazy with it, but I just want to talk for a second about spawns and how important they are. And I think a lot of competitive players, even, their play style may not be where they need to take advantage of their spawns, you know, because a lot of times it can get you in trouble, you know, because you're kind of getting ahead of where your team is at timing-wise. But if you can use that to push up and get information,
Flashbang.
flash myself. All these wires here are very distracting, but I actually put this here for a reason. In this video, I also wanted to talk about some of the visual aspects of the game, and that's why I put the wireframe on here, because, you know, obviously everybody knows there's like invisible corners here, and when you're getting into the game, you know, there's a lot of visual cues that really are set up to kind of distract you. So a lot of the moving items, like these cans over here, or wait, that's a box. But also just the, you know, the stress of the situation of trying to clutch and trying to keep track of your team and what's going on, combined with, you know, things that happen where, like, you know, a guy will like throw a flash or a nade out here, you know, or you see him running up. Just, it seems kind of like weird to say, but, you know, don't be too dependent on what you're seeing visually. And that's why I put the wireframe on here, so that you could see sort of beyond the skins of some of the map anyway, and realize, you know, like some people say, you never know what you're going to be able to shoot through until you like really try it, you know. I mean, there's some of these boxes that you can, like, this one's harder to shoot through, this one you can clip through, and basically the idea is that, you know, this box, for example, is put there to visually obstruct the enemy, but if you can somehow delete that box from, like, your focus, I guess is the way to put it. So basically, now that I have the wireframe on, you can see, you know, if there was a terrorist in the site, lagging, lag out. That's just fantastic quality videos. That's why I'm actually recording this and not streaming, because my internet's pretty gay. But I think the recording's still working, so I would say you can see right here. So if there was a terrorist planting the bomb here in the site, and I'm a CT, and I'm coming into the site and creeping up the A ramp. I think I ran out of time in that server. Basically, creeping up the A ramp, and you know, you can't see him, and you're kind of waiting till you can see him. You don't want to shoot the box, obviously, because you can't necessarily shoot through the box, but you want to try to basically not see the box and just focus on him. And really, when you get into the zone in the game, so to speak, and you have, a decent running computer and decent internet, and I'm not talking about like, like a really amazing computer, just decent, then basically you shouldn't necessarily have to rely on your crosshair and what you're seeing visually. Like, you should just know where the guy is. Like, you just know where his head is. And I was going to, while I had the wireframe on, but you don't need it on either, just show you some tips on how to line up your crosshair. Because you move your crosshair, so sometimes every once in a while it's good to just check and make sure that when you're aiming dead center of your computer, that you're actually aiming in the middle. So there's a few ways you can do that, like standing next to a box and ducking down and clipping the corner of the box, or putting your crosshair through like the doors, like where you're gonna shoot someone, and then kind of line up your crosshair there. Anyways, probably maybe do another video about that, or I don't know. I'll try to wrap this up, but you do hear a lot of people talking about, pre-aiming, and I just, it pisses me off when people talk about all these different terms, but they don't describe what they mean or what they mean to them. And so the terms sort of get lost, where it's just sort of like, yeah, everybody knows what that is. It's like, nobody really knows what that is. So that's why I'm trying to break down some of the information that I have, and I have a lot of tricks and things that I'm like, ooh, do I really want to tell people that? Because, I like being underestimated and being able to kind of come at people from that where they don't expect, and that I will talk about more on my, I guess I'll do like a warm-up video or whatever pre-game. Anyways, please like, subscribe, and follow the Steam group, and pass it along. Captain Nemo here. Thanks for tuning in.